Great, so I'm here with Laurenus and Maria from ApprovalMax. We're really happy to have you as one of our founder app partners on our site, App Advisory Plus.
Thank you.
What I'd like to do is just have a quick chat with you, find out a little bit more about the app, who you integrate with, and what the kind of customer journey looks like for one of your customers.
Absolutely, we'll be glad.
If we start with just a bit of a summary of like what ApprovalMax does, what problems are you trying to solve for your customers?
Yeah, sure. I'll take the lead on that. So ApprovalMax takes care of approval automation, and we're integrated to Xero as the primary general ledger, and also to QuickBooks Online. And I guess that so the more complete functionality is out there for Xero. We do approval automation for bills, purchase orders, sales invoices, credit notes, and pretty much every type document that you have in Xero. And the key value proposition is replacing paper and emails. So anytime you have a need to increase efficiency for your team and to share accountability with your clients, in case you're accounting practice, so you have a need for ApprovalMax.
And so tell me about how that approval process works. Is it like a multi-stage approval process, or how many stages can you have?
Great, yeah, that's a great question. So the key value proposition is that it can be very, very complex approvals that we allow to set up. So it's done through an approval matrix that takes care of multi-steps and multi-role authorizations. That's done through pulling criteria out from Xero, criteria such as tracking category, amount, so geography, pretty much any category that you need to be reflected for the document that needs to be approved. And so we pull that data from Xero, speaking of Xero, of the Xero integration, and then we route so let's say a bill or credit notes or whatever it is, we route that document through a multi-stage process according to the predefined workflow.
And so if you've got different departments, say there's a marketing department and a sales department, can we route things to different departments based on?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the approval matrix is very, very flexible, and it can reflect pretty much any business need, any business scenario that you have. So it is a very common case that different approvers sit within different departments, and pretty much in case we talk large sums, large bills, so there pretty much is required an approval on top for the CFO level, and for some higher executive approval for territory in case it is a multi-entity organization. So we can do that.
You can do it on like levels of income.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely,
the price as well, yeah.
Right. So it's some criteria include, back to your question. So criteria include the amount of the invoice, for example, or the department, the tracking category. That is a custom field in Xero that can reflect pretty much any type of information, any type of data that you need specifically for your business case.
Really? So it's really customizable then, which is great.
And extendable to the extent that you need. So it can be very like 10 levels of authorization. But the cases that we see are more often it's not going into increasing the number of steps of authorization, but increasing the granularity of the approvals that you have. So you can have a lot of different aspects that need to be taken into consideration when you route a document to the approval, especially that's in cases when it's not just a small business, but a multi-entity organization, and you have different people responsible, different budget holders, and
And so just on so if I'm starting as a customer, I want to raise a purchase order in ApprovalMax, does it send from there, or do you send it to QuickBooks or Xero to be sent from there?
Right. So a great question. So ApprovalMax allows creation for purchase orders. So creation of purchase orders and approval for purchase orders, and that works for right now. That this functionality works for Xero, and so answering your question, it's not like a choice. and also the choices with the accounting department or organization, the choice for the general ledger. So if they went for Xero, then it will go to Xero. Or if they chose QuickBooks Online, so it goes to QuickBooks Online. So again, back to ApprovalMax, what we will allow we will allow creation of a purchase order based on the granular rules that restrict access to requesters. In other words, we can
Only certain people are allowed
only certain
to
people
do it.
exactly. Only
Yeah.
certain people will be allowed to request certain stuff
Yeah.
based on the amount or the supplier. So again, this
So
is
you
also
can
very
restrict the
granular.
users very
Yeah,
easily.
this is something. Yeah, in construction, in agriculture solutions, that's something that's
Really
very much
important
required.
for.
Yeah, because you're sure that when you're approving a sale. A purchase order, or you have a bill coming to be matched to the purchase order, you're absolutely sure that it's coming from the right supplier. And suppliers are also pulled from Xero, so this is where you're absolutely safe.
And you
with
get
us.
a full audit history as well, so you can see the approval levels.
Right,
you can go
right.
back
So
through it.
there is-
If it
there
ever
is-
gets queried,
Absolutely.
everything's
So
there.
great point that you're touching upon. So it's also it's both things. It's history. It's complete traceability. So the way we call it. So complete traceability. What you can do is that you can trace. You have a full history in terms of the notes, the comments that could have been left by approvers, and so in case there is a rejection, also it is captured. And so pretty much a log, a very detailed log of what has been happening. It's very helpful when it's needed. It's not that every time there's a need to...
Only if something
yeah,
goes wrong,
But
right.
what is very much in need, especially for not-for-profits, charities, schools, and other organizations that have a higher demand for compliance, for very rigid compliance, is the audit report that it is created automatically. And what it allows an external auditor is to get into the application and to see very, very quickly what has been happening, who approved what. So this is very, very straightforward, and it saves hours, weeks of time. Yeah, normally it's just a lot of synchronization, getting back to emails, who approved what, and then it turns out that there was
No confusion around who did
something
what.
was missed, right? And you are spending time proving to the auditors, especially if it is an investment, an auditor concerned about so making sure that the investments are being spent correctly. So you also have to show the process, not just that specific approvers check mark something, but you also have to show that you do have a due process. And this is what we can also help with, because so you look at the approval matrix and you know the basic, pretty much the distribution of authority. So the reviewing authority can validate that yes, everything's happening according to the agreement, and so basically keeps the investors happy.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
everyone.
So
Yeah.
I think what I got from that is a really granular, scalable solution for businesses, particularly if you're using Xero. So if
At
I...
this point, right, we're going kind of further, building up the product. At this point right now, yeah, the focus is on Xero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're here at Xerocon, obviously. So
Yeah.
you're going to be having lots of customers that you maybe haven't spoken to before, interested in your product. What if they come to you? What does the onboarding process for them look like, and what sort of support do they get around ApprovalMax from you guys?
Yeah, I guess Lorenz will be the best person.
Sure,
to answer.
absolutely. So as a partner account manager in UK, I actually have the chance to speak with multiple partners, and they all want to be onboarded as soon as possible once they get to know all the benefits of ApprovalMax. So onboarding process is quite straightforward. First of all, we offer a partner portal, which is the central space where our partners can actually sign a partner agreement. And once they sign a partner agreement, they're officially a partner of ours. through Partner Portal, they can access all the necessary documentation, all the industry case studies in various industry verticals. They can actually go and subscribe to training, so they get certified. And at the same time, they can actually communicate and establish that link with the businesses, because the relevant case studies can be shown to businesses who are in need of approval automation. So, to answer your question precisely, is the Partner Portal, which allows us to communicate with partners, and we deal with partners through a partner program. And a partner program is our program for all of the partners, irrespective of their size, to support them through our commitment to deliver best-in-class approval automation in this ecosystem, and to make sure that their needs for rigid financial controls, for governance are fulfilled. So Partner Portal and Partner Program are two key channels through which we support our partners. But of course, beyond that, there are many, many channels through which our partners can reach us. So we provide full knowledge base where partners can find information about ApprovalMax and how it works together with general ledger systems. We provide ticketing system where they can ask a question and our support team comes back to our partners. And as usual, we support our partners specifically by helping them with necessary training and educational material, but not only that. We also go and help them with setting up approval matrices and navigating the system altogether when they have a more sophisticated case, where there is a clear need to prove the worth to the clients and to establish a channel through which the partners build the confidence with ApprovalMax.
So if I had a really complicated matrix, I wasn't sure how to figure it out, to start with, you might be able to step in and say, I think you should do this way.
Ultimately, our customer success managers, our product managers and technical managers will be there to support any partner in need of approval automation.
Right,
Awesome.
so some tricky business scenarios, yeah, sure, we're there to help. So in on-site trainings help to educate the team within the practice, so then you have the staff educated on how ApprovalMax works, what cases can be covered. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers for talking to us.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
So.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.